Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Bradley YT and welcome back to another crypto video. So today we're going to be doing another update on Ethereum and we're just going to see what's happening with Ethereum and what's going to happen over the next couple of days. So let's just get straight into it. So as you can see here, basically I was saying around this point here that we should obviously be coming up to retest $2,000 Ethereum, and we did. So basically what I've basically said that we should do is potentially come up to retest 2000 and possibly get rejected, which we did. So obviously we created a Bart Simpson pattern here, and then obviously we've come down to support, which is kind of what I also expected as well. And we've obviously come down to support here. I thought we should hit the support of $1,860, but we actually broke through that and we come down to around $1,818. But I'm hoping that we are now on our way back up towards the upside to come up to retest the $2,000 level again, like I've sort of put on here. I've done this drawing probably a couple of weeks ago now, expecting what to do, and obviously I've been predicting the $2,000 Bitcoin for a while and it happened, so I'm quite happy about that. But before we start this video, please slap a like on it and please do subscribe. It does help the channel massively. I know most people don't like to subscribe, but I mean it costs you nothing and it means that you get to watch my videos and be notified when I make them as well. And also please do head over to my my Twitter profile. It's Crypto Bradley YT as well, so it's exactly the same as my YouTube name, and I shall be posting updates on there as well, and questions and things like that. And obviously you can always comment on my stuff as well, or ask anything. I don't mind messaging back and things like that. Obviously I'm here to help basically. So let's just get straight into it. So obviously as you can see here, like I did say, we have obviously come back down to support and now we are heading back towards the upside. So if we do move in and have a look, so we have created this sort of ascending wedge pattern here. So obviously we are just trading between these two lines. So we've obviously come into this and now we're just sort of bouncing between these lines here. So this is resistance, this is support. So we're just coiling up, and hopefully we do end up coiling up and breaking towards the upside and then retesting the $2,000 level. That's sort of what I'm hoping for. But what could also happen is obviously we could not do that and obviously coil up here, and we could also fall out the edge. So we could also fall out, retest support here, and potentially break this support and then head back down to this support here of around $1,818. Possibly break through this one and come down to this one here of around $1,740. But obviously this is what we don't want to happen. I mean, to be honest, we did break through this bearish flag pattern that I said that we did create. And I was expecting to actually come down to around $1,768 and potentially then come back down to support here of $1,739, because we did obviously break through. We did fall through on the 17th. So what date are we on now? So yeah, this was yesterday. We actually broke out of this bearish flag pattern, and now obviously because it is confirmed, we should, well, theoretically we should be having this red candle here, which means that we could be coming back down to around these levels down here, because obviously on the daily chart the drop to the downside is bigger. So if we get this drop here, which is obviously the start of the bearish flag pattern on the 45-minute chart, that means that we should be coming back down to this support level here, which we did actually do, of $1,818. But I will show you as we go up the higher time frames. I will show you what I mean by this big candle here. We should actually be coming down to around this sort of level here of $1,768. It could still possibly happen. Obviously, if we do roll out of this ascending wedge, then we could be dropping out towards the downside and then potentially retesting these next support levels down here. But we will see what happens in the short term. So if we remove these, I've chosen the longer way of doing it, I don't know why. But basically, if we look at this right here, so on the 45-minute chart, we could be expecting, well, I'm hoping that we could be expecting, I mean, we did just retest up here. So basically, we are in a bullish flag pattern on the 45-minute chart. And if we do break towards the upside potential will be this green candle here. So if we do break towards the upside of this, then it would mean that we should be coming back up to retest this sort of resistance level here of around $1,894. If we do actually break out of this sort of ascending wedge pattern, then the break towards the upside will most likely be this green candle here. So obviously if we do break out, then we should be coming up to around $1,937. But I do expect if we do break out of this, we might end up getting quite bullish. Then people might start buying Ethereum and placing long positions. So that might mean that we could actually push this and then eventually come up to around $2,000. That's obviously what I'm hoping for. But we are actually about to tick bullish on the RSI. So short term, we are actually breaking towards the downside right now, but we are still in the bullish flag pattern. But what I will say is obviously once we do tick bearish, we could potentially fall down a bit further. And if we do actually break down towards the downside potential will be this red candle here. So that would mean that we would actually be breaking out of this ascending wedge pattern that we are currently in. So if we do break towards the downside from this, the first initial support that we should be retesting is $1,859. If we do break out and confirm the breakout by closing the candle outside of this ascending wedge, then we should be coming back down to around $1,849 and then potentially coming back down to support of around $1,818. So we could well be coming back down to retest this support down here. That's if we do tick bearish and there's a lot of selling pressure. But obviously we will see what happens in the meantime. Maybe by the time I posted this video, we could be breaking towards the downside, because obviously as you can see here, there is a lot of selling pressure right now, and this candle closes in 29 minutes. So if we do actually end up breaking towards the downside from this bullish flag pattern, then that means that will be a confirmed breakout towards the downside, and we should be breaking towards the downside from this ascending wedge pattern. If we head towards the 1 hourly chart, as you can see, it's the same sort of thing. So we are in like a bullish flag pattern still. It still looks like a bullish flag pattern to me, because obviously you've got the first initial break towards the upside, then you've got the flag here. The break towards the downside, let's not redo candles, let's do this. So the break towards the downside would be this red candle here. So as you can see, the break towards the downside will be a lot bigger. So if we break towards the upside, we could still be retesting this resistance up here of around $1,892. But if we do break towards the downside, so we are actually getting retested up here. So we came up, retested the top of this flag, and then we are actually now coming back down towards the downside. So it might mean that we may well be coming back down and then bouncing back up again, and we may still stay in this bullish flag pattern. But it's looking like if we do end up trading sideways still, then we could end up sort of trading between, so we could come down. So let me just redo that. So we could come down, retest the bottom bit here, come up, come down, come up, and then come down, and end up falling out of this ascending wedge, retesting this support, and then coming down to retest this support down here. Obviously you've got your local supports down here, so you've got this one, and this one, and then obviously you've got your next support down here. But yeah, it does look like we could be coiling up inside this bullish flag pattern here. And obviously we are about to tick bullish soon as well, so we may well be ticking bearish, sorry. So if once we tick bearish, so sort of by the early hours of tomorrow, we could actually be breaking towards the downside from this ascending wedge pattern that we are currently in, and then we could be coming back down to around $1,844 initially, and then potentially coming back down to a support of $1,818. But let's go up to the higher time frames and see what's happening up here. So as you can see, we are in we are still in this ascending wedge pattern, so we are still sort of trading between these two lines here, and let me just get rid of that because I can't see that candle. So we are still in this sort of candle here, and we are still in this ascending wedge as well, so we shall see what happens really. But we could see, I'm trying to determine whether I'm trying to determine whether this is a bearish flag pattern, because obviously you've got the top of this candle here, so you've got this initial break towards the downside, but then you've got this green candle here, which obviously does sit just below, so it could still be a bearish flag pattern, which we are currently kind of breaking out of. And you've got the bottom of it here, so I'm just trying to see if this is actually a bearish flag pattern or not. Because to me, usually a bearish flag pattern, like the candle usually starts around here. But if it is, then the break towards the upside will be this green candle here. So obviously if we do break out, which it kind of looks like we are just outside of it right now. So if we do confirm outside of this in the next 2.5 hours, we could potentially be coming up to $1,900 if we do break towards the upside from this. But if we do break towards the downside, The downside potential will be this red candle here, which would mean that we should, let me just find where this can go, about there. So that would mean if we do break towards the downside, then we could be coming back down to around $1,756. And that would confirm basically the break towards the downside that I spoke about in the other video from the other day, which was saying that we should be coming back down to retest $1,737. So around $1,740 we should be retesting if we do break towards the downside from this. But I kind of want to be looking at, because we're not ticking bearish at the moment on the 4-hourly chart, we're just sort of trading along this yellow line here. But if we look at the daily chart, I just want to see what's going on here. We could be in a bearish flag pattern. Obviously I've got all of these lines here, so I can't really see what is going on. Just get rid of this. So for me, this could potentially be a bearish flag pattern here. So if we look at this, you have to bear with me on this, you have to be able to see the lines. So if we move this along, so this could be a bearish flag pattern if we do obviously break towards the upside. The upside potential will be this green candle here. So if we do break towards the upside, let's look at this. So if we do break towards the upside from this bearish flag pattern here, we could be coming up to retest $2,000, which is kind of what I'm expecting. I am expecting us to sort of, now we've come back, so we've obviously gone up, had our initial pump towards the upside, retest the $2,000 level. Now we're coming back down to support. And now we've come back down to support. I am actually kind of expecting us to now bounce back up, like I've drawn on here, back up towards the upside to around $2,000, and then potentially get rejected again and come back down to support, or we could break the $2,000 level and then come up back up towards the upside and try to retest these levels up here of $2,150. That's kind of what I'm hoping that Ethereum will be doing, but obviously we are just trading sideways in this pattern right now. And we are looking like we are edging towards the upside here on the daily chart towards the top of this yellow line. So once we do actually tick bullish, then that's when we could be breaking out of this and then coming up to retest $2,000. So hopefully we should be coming up to retest $2,000 in the next sort of couple of days. So maybe by the weekend we could be seeing a $2,000 Ethereum again. So now we've had this this sort of we've obviously come back down to support, so we've sort of had time to chill out for a bit, because obviously Ethereum has literally been going up and up and up since down here. So obviously I said that we should be coming up to $1,600 around this point here. So the 8th of July I predicted a $1,600 Bitcoin, so that's $1,600 Bitcoin. Ethereum, I'm getting confused now, 1,600 Ethereum. So around here, so I said that we should come down, retest support, come up, retest the neckline, and then come up to $1,600, and we did. And then then I was predicting that we should be coming up to $2,000, which we did as well. So since here, I've been right, and I've been just saying that we should be coming to $1,600, and then from that we've gone up to $2,000, which is very good. And then now we are obviously just trading sideways. We were in a bullish flag pattern. Ooh, I think I've just seen something. I feel like we're still in a bullish flag pattern for Ethereum. Let me just prove that to you in just a second. Can I go back to this and let's see if I can... No, it's the same thing. I was hoping that I can try and get rid of these templates. I just have to do this very, very quickly. Get rid of that. So basically what I'm suggesting is that we are still in this bullish flag pattern here, kind of. So basically we have stayed in, let me just put this line there, and then this is the top of the flag sort of here. No, it's not, ignore me. So yeah, basically just ignore all of that, and I'm going to end the video right now. So basically, yeah, as long as we stay in this ascending channel and we do head towards the upside, we could be seeing a $2,000 Ethereum again, because obviously we are in this this sort of bullish flag pattern here. obviously the candle has closed inside. So we could be coming up to retest this resistance up here, and then initially coming up to retest $2,000. But if we obviously head towards the lower time frame on the 1 hourly, if I zoom out, so yeah, we are in this bullish flag pattern here on the 1 hourly. So obviously if we do break towards the upside, obviously we could be coming up to retest the top of the ascending channel up here. We could get rejected and come back down, but we also could be heading back towards the upside. So hopefully we do come up to retest $2,000 over the weekend. But do bear in mind, if we do break through this ascending channel, then we could be coming back down towards the downside of $1,844 and potentially come back down to support of $1,818. So just bear that in mind. Be careful when you're trading. I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you guys on the next one, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.